We're at TVLine's Comic-Con suite with the cast of Star Trek Discovery.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Why are we whispering?
I know. I don't know.
Okay.
Who's the biggest Trekkie?
Oh.
Anthony.
Yeah.
How big?
Really? I grew up like watching the TOS at home after school.
No, I have that.
Reruns. And then I saw the first three movies in the theater when I was a little kid.
Wow.
And then I've been watching a curated list of episodes from Next Gen and other series.
Who's a medium-sized Trekkie?
All of us.
All of us.
Yeah.
All of us.
All right.
Fans, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
It's a show made by fans, written by Uber fans.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
made by fans.
Yeah, I think the biggest
Yeah.
Trekkies are our writing staff for sure.
Yeah.
They're the ones who like have lived and breathed the show, and we have PhDs on our writing staff, so we have really smart.
Not in Star Trek. They don't have a PhD. She has a
They're
neuroscience.
No, on the
Neuroscience
writing
PhD.
staff.
on the writing staff.
Yeah, on the writing staff though. But she's a PhD in neuroscience on our writing staff.
Yeah.
A former archaeologist on our writing staff. A former research scientist on our writing staff.
Yep, a novelist.
Like, you really know a lot about her as well, don't you?
Wow. How far into the season are you done? Like 4 episodes?
No,
Five?
No, on episode 47.
Oh, yeah. We've only got about 4 left.
We're roughly
We're on 10.
Oh,
We're
Yeah.
on 10,
two thirds of the way done.
Yes.
Okay,
Third.
because there's not a ton known about the show. It's very top secret. We've seen like little clips.
Yeah.
Tell us, how great is it? How great is it going to be?
The audience decide how great it is. We think the stories are fantastic.
Yeah, we
We're
do.
enjoying
We do.
telling them.
We're really enjoying it. We're enjoying each other. We're enjoying the story. It's really compelling. It really is. We're very excited. We're very excited. We're just so honored to be a part of this legacy. Number one, just
Yeah.
the fact that we can stand here, we feel very privileged.
Sitting now.
And then we're sitting right now. But when we stand,
Yes.
we'll be very grateful for that. And so yeah, it's a big deal, and we're excited.
Jason Gorn has to be in all interviews. It's in our
Yes,
contracts.
yes.
Sorry.
I see.
That's for fans of the
see.
first series.
And this is the first time that's going to be like part of the reason for the secrets. Though, is the first time the story is going to keep evolving over the course of the season. So there's a lot of twists and turns to the plot, whereas old Star Trek, like every episode was a little more self-contained.
Right. Yeah.
So it's a cable show.
I think it's fair to say
Yeah.
it's a lot more about characters than the original series. You know, it's in keeping with 2017. There's a lot more exploration of who we are and what happens between us, as much as the plots that come in from the outside.
And I think this for television, for all the TV series, this has the most cinematic look to it as well. Sets and props and costuming and visual effects are far beyond where they were back in the 60s, of course. So I think it has more of a movie look to it, even in this age of binge watching and all that.
I think
You don't care about that stuff?
I think sets don't make the slightest. They're spectacular.
Yeah.
Oh, I was in the
People
Potter films. The
watching
sets
care
were
about
amazing. It doesn't matter. The stuff that goes on between
No,
the
that's
characters, not people,
obviously-
but the characters,
obviously,
is
most
compelling and exciting and risky and new, I think. And I don't care about stuff going behind our heads.
Going behind our head. It's really, honestly, to both of their points, it has both.
Diplomat.
Yeah.
Well, it has
Exactly.
verisimilitude.
why she's our
It's
fearless
beautiful
leader.
and true.
One doesn't have to negate the other.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
It has verisimilitude. It's beautiful and true. Just
Cross-culturalism.
Your character's human, but also attended Vulcan Science
The Vulcan Science Academy.
How much of the famous Vulcan lack of emotion has rubbed off on her?
That's a good question. I mean, this show is such an exploration of the inner workings of man and how it relates to the outer workings of the world around him, honestly, and her. But I feel that what I've gone through, what's been instilled in me, the Vulcan way of thinking I've certainly been indoctrinated with it, but I am fully human. So it's a different experience, and it's a different struggle than what we've seen with, say, Spock, our beloved Spock, and
And Sarek.
Spock's
Vulcan.
dad.
Spock's dad.
It's definitely there. It's definitely there. All of the Vulcan logic is certainly a part of me, just as much as the human side of me.
That's part of the journey of the show.
It's almost
It's
like
the
some
tension
parts of her development were kind of stunted in a way because she didn't have the human influence in the same way. But it's not. But the human life force is fully coursing within her. So it's not that it's suppressed. It's just a little less expressed.
And I think that's something that is. I think it's the case with a lot of us. I think it's the case with pretty much all the characters. It is really the inner war inside of us, and you know what I'm saying. I can see a lot of that in Stamets as well.
Stamets is a little trapped in his brain,
Absolutely, and so
work, his
that
science,
dichotomy dichotomy that we all deal with is something that all of us are dealing with, that I think people will be able to relate to.
As the relationships have grown between all these characters, the humanity comes out, and then the more emotional feeling and all that kind of thing. We all.
You're a Kelpian.
I'm a
You don't
Kelpian.
get to be human.
Right, and I come in with my own thing, but
Yeah.
I get more human as we go too. I think as the episodes have unfolded.
Yeah.
I think so.
I guess what I'm asking is, who does the better Vulcan hand signal, you or James?
Well,
Have it off.
Is it
Come on.
time
3,
for a Vulcan?
2, 1.
Go.
Nice.
This is really good, though.
She's got a good spread.
Who knows? Do you know the history? The history is.
Oh, I certainly know the history. No, yeah. Absolutely. Leonard got it from the high priest. They used to do it in worship, and it's the Shin, but it represents the feminine Shekinah glory of God. So it's really beautiful.
Like her.
See?
That's what it's all about.
Jason, you're the captain. What kind of captain are you? Hard, dangling.
I'm not a captain like any of those people, I would hope. I would do a very poor Patrick Stewart impression and a much worse Janeway impression, I think. He's an interesting, complicated guy. I can't say that on television, can I? He's a guy damaged by and created by the war that they're in, and he's complicated, like all these characters. That the only point in telling these fantastical stories about the future is to look at ourselves today, and we live in complicated, troubled times, and those are reflected in our stories and in our characters, and certainly in me.
James, this is a younger Sarek than we have seen before. What can you tell us about his personality?
The thing that's interesting about playing Sarek is that we know where he ends up, but this is more like, where did he come from and how did it start? And I kind of feel like it's ongoing exploration, like, who is this guy and why did he marry a human and why did he make these different choices? And it feels like each episode unfolds more story and backstory, so it's kind of revealing the character as it goes along. I still can't answer that question.
And as a fan of the original Sarek story, the reveals resonate beautifully with what we know already. Like, they call back to that, and they don't in any way contradict that, but they just add to it in a really, really beautiful way. And as a fan reading it, I'm not in these scenes with him, I'm thrilled to see that stuff happen.